And he's in. Clayton's back. Luke Strasser's in. We are picking through the shed mess. That is the unburnable tree. So we're gonna try out file this shit up so we can see if we can do something about that. Emily's in. Vincent's here. Battery over there is not going to work if I keep stopping on it. How many hours on an excavator now? 10,000? Oh, it's got, I don't know, I should put an hour meter in one of these days. Probably 15 or 20. That's a lot. Need one of those to clean my closet. That's fancy. All right. bankless or something. Unburnable tree is right there. So we're fixing to see one of these nights if it's still unburnable or not. Says double clip phone screen, add a thumbs up. 26 feet length, 13 thumbs up. For halfsies. Or the thumbs down on this shit, as long as I know you can. He left his thumbs down. That one almost came around on me. Fits that bucket really tight. That's a variable geometry feature. It's fine. I was gonna put the shims in it, but I did not, because I'm going to switch right back to the grapple anyway. Fucking rock for smash tonight. Looks like we have a freezer door to smash. Yesterday when I talked to him, he was putting the belly dump back on the truck because he had the low boy on there, so. He was going to haul some gravel for the township and then up there, and then he wanted to get that done. pick a time when it's real convenient. Beer time, Rick? I do not currently have a beer. I can definitely run the excavator with beer in hand, but it's a little chilly out, so I actually have a button on today. More efficient if I just get this done and I go to the shop right there. Just Anders is in. Holy crap, what burned down? Nothing that I didn't mean for it to burn down, so that's fine. You don't need to worry about that. Out of there. Bolts in. Digging for trolls. I'll probably find some. the boom. The expanded foam is still in there, so. And I haven't re-broke the boom yet. Don't build nests in my excavator and you won't have to be entombed in the son of a bitch, I'm just saying. Now it's 10. Bud names. How's Bud doing today? Putting all in the pile, keep the paling twine away from it, can attract lightning. Yeah, well. It may. Apparently we need to do more excavator life. dumpster for the scrap metal and another for the trash. Oh, they will get separated, trust me. I'm gonna pile it up so I can pick through it in the daylight. By lightning last year. Sure was. Drove an hour and 20 for less than a 5-minute appointment. Wow, fuck. Not lately. Wow. I'm not saying it's dusty in here, but it's a little dusty in here. wasn't a barn, it was just a bunch of sheds. 15 years ago, my mom's house was struck by lightning while she was in the kitchen. I asked her who she was talking about when that happened. Damn. Legit question, though. Why is the ground so fucking even over here? Holy shit! Why don't you go on the pile? On the pile. Up there by the refrigerator. Go up there. I'm telling you. You're going up there. Whether it's in pieces or not, it's up to you, but you're going up there. Slippery son of a bitch. Alright, yeah. Son of a bitch. I think it's a little dried up. No, not at all. Ah, you fucker, snap there. Using the machine trying to get a stuffed animal. Oh, I see that mouse. I'm not even looking up here. I see you, little fucker. Go hide in that grass somewhere. hard to hang on to. This one will take 10 foot deep. Without stepping you. I do not have a house in my lap at the moment. Yeah. Grab the fucking 2x4s are over here. Let's go this way. People here. Holy shit! Part of a piano. That's part of the old excavator. is in. Laughs like Chucky. Real good. It'll make it easier to rake up the rest of the pieces of the fucking. F's in. Well, I could show you guys the blade, what I'm actually fucking doing, huh? Scrape all its topsoil down and push it into the fucking pile on most of the edges here. We'll sort through it another time. With this thing, it doesn't set any land speed records, that's for sure. strapping with Rick or just dozing with Rick? Haven't been here long enough to tell yet. That's fine. I'm not sure yet either. We piled up some scrap, that's for sure. We are not actively loading scrap. I'm gonna see if I can try to get someone else to come get this shit. So we're gonna scrape off a nice fucking dirt spot that doesn't have nails and shit in it, or at least shouldn't. Where'd all your shop towels go? In the shop. Excavator. Running might be a leap, but gets the job done. Trying to find a 10mm socket, that's fair. It is fucking terrible drive, Josh. I was out and about the other day. I noticed a lot of the damn ponds and stuff are way low on fucking water. winter like we had last year, fuck, we'll be in trouble. Is it near 30 yet? Close. We're almost there. 225 in. Holy shit. Apparently I need to do more of this shit on the live stream. Moving dirt, yep. Scraping off the topsoil and the fucking nails and screws and whatever the fuck else is underneath here. 25 have broken fingers. It's fluctuating wildly though. It must be getting triggering the algorithm more than usual, that's for sure. To 50 is pretty average for us. So. Pile over to my left that I need to get rid of too. Next we need to make some popcorn. We're done. Be back in a bit. Appreciate you. Got lots of Diet Coke. Alright, since all I'm doing is fucking pushing dirt back and forth, I'm not running the fucking excavator itself. I'll go get here. Why is my fucking... Good place for my charging cable, eh? I always turn the house a little bit so you don't have to fucking step off that bastard all the way. Where's my light? Is there a light function on here? Hey! Found it. Tractor tires leaking. Fucking junk. Jeez, get off the excavator and fucking viewers drop in half. Figure that the fuck out. Beer. Calcium corrosion. Yeah, it probably needs a fucking tube. Realistically, I'll just keep putting 2 hours worth of air in it from time to time, and I parked it with the valve stem down and didn't realize it. I'll start it up and move it tomorrow. I'm not fixing the bastards. I don't have that much money into them. The tires aren't that nice. I might just break down and buy a new set this winter. The stash. The stash. Howdy, Rick. Have you that stocky again? The what? Hang on, bear with me here. Calcium chloride rots out the valve stem. Sure does. No, I have not seen the stalker thing again, nope. Ah, that's good. Cutting edge I put on this bastard sure does work nice. Spear 30. It is Spear 30. Or Beer Thirsty. The center light on that thing kicks ass. I do like this light. Melanie's in. I'd have to make a beer run, yes. Rick can multitask when he drinks. Ideally. Come on. That's a lot of shit to push me up. Gotta get her. Thank you. That's what eventually what I'll do, Alex, if I can find a set on auction for decent money, but or just find something that'll fit the wheel and drill holes in the bastards accordingly. Those are just cheap, so I bought them. get done either way. Oh, the chloride. Well, I wouldn't do chloride if it was me. Washer fluid or fucking beet juice. I wouldn't do beet juice. That shit gets slimy. I'd do washer fluid. Make sure I wasn't getting too close to the hydrants over here. That fucked up my night. Slam it over. Fucking wrong. Usually over $1 a pound. I can't buy them at yeah. If you can find them for $1 a pound, that's usually pretty cheap. Depending on what they go to. tractor with wheel weights on it, running or not. It's like if you're looking for Detroit engine equipment, something, go buy an old fire truck or some shit. You can buy the fire truck with no fucking miles on it. It's been religiously maintained, cheaper than you can buy the engine after somebody's pulled the fucker out. Loaded duals would fucking suck. Especially if you gotta take them on and off for any reason. And I use the excavator for almost all that kind of shit. Put the chain on it. Can you put food in that thing? Got plenty of food. Fuel tank is full. Those are frosty, like a lot of people don't run them. You'll see them more in excavators in Canada and stuff because you're digging permafrost and shit like that. But they work really good for raking ground and that kind of shit too. Bucket's been barterized. That bucket's been broken and fixed so many fucking times it's not even funny. Which is exactly what Jeff is referring to. Holes in. Everyone on the road? Yeah, sure did. Fucker. Excavator doesn't have another gear to go get it. I only seen a couple, surprisingly. I couldn't stand the cold there. I'll stay in North Carolina. Well, you stay in North Carolina. Beer. Wasn't a rotor, that was a governor. Wow. Cams antifreeze. Back. Mind, body, soul says hams. Good stuff. Decent. isn't going to pack down where the fuck's this pure powder. About time for another beer. I know. An hour and 20 in, I've only had 2 beers. Fuck. Somebody really should put that shim in when you put the bucket on. The side to side is. Fine. Fuck it. I'll do pins and bushings one of these years. Pins aren't terrible, but really should put some hard facing on that belt and face that thing up. That's what it should. Needs to get the pissing, then he's going to make that dirt wet enough to pack down. Well, bucket's just broken. When I got it, there was plastic shims in there, but they didn't last long. Actually, they don't look too bad. This shit dropped out. Where are we going? I was turning around. It's facing the other way. I don't like to do a hard pivot on it unless I have to. If I do a hard pivot on it, it's hard on the undercarriage and shit, so. I know a guy who has a few beer can shims. I don't think on this application beer cans are going to hold up very well. Just saying. And 78 thumbs up. See, once I get rid of all that shit over there, all that scrap metal and shit, and this berm out here in front of me, this hill needs to get cut off and pushed back this way. Level all that shit out. Project for another day, though. I'm kind of running out of fucking. I thought that was actually going to take longer, boys, but. It's more horizontal play than it is. There is some up and down, but not enough that I'm really concerned about it. Well, the face on that son of a bitch, the way I. If everyone would hit the thumbs up, we'd have 250 easy. I know it. How low can we? It's not quite 3-cylinder low. because it's a 4-cylinder. But you can hear each individual one. That's pretty good. Emily's back. Haven't heard in a while. I see plenty of them every day. Usually they're all mine. Well, half of them. The other half are customers. So I should put the windows back in this fucker one of these days. So I don't have to park it in the pole barn. Nah, I might park it in the pole barn. We'll see. Probably going to use this for feeding most of the winter. Depending. Where am I leaking over here? See, I got a leak. Leaking, it's leaking. The hose? Or the fitting? Looks to be the hose. It's a hose I had to have made fucking 8 years ago when I was in. Maybe it was just loose. A little snugger. Did you cough last night, Rick? I did not, but I had quite a bit of bourbon too, so I'm just going to have 3 or 4 beers and I'm going to give it a good try tonight. That's not 2 buckets side by side. That's the thumb on the bucket. Curtis is in. All right. We're done wrecking that shit for the night. Yeah, see, it's the thumb that you use for grabbing shit. Back to the shop. The shop. Shut it down. I did shut it down. Fucking happy now? Yeah. I know it's all blurry and streaky and dusty. Fixed it. Nice for you, not for me. Wow. 152 people. Damn. I know it. We're done running the excavator now, so we'll be down to about 30 in a minute. I did order 2 cases of shop towels, but they didn't come till, they aren't coming until tomorrow. I have a whole pile of inventory to put away tomorrow, so I'll save it up until I'm done with all my other shit, and we'll put inventory away. There's gonna be a lot of it. Ordered everything on my list, and then some. Even on the live, that flashlight pisses my eyeball off. That wasn't even the one that pissed your eyeball off. That's just the DeWalt one. That one does work pretty good too. The one that pissed your eyeball off is in the house. I was using it for shining shit. Looking for weird ass critters. Throw a tire on the barbecue grill, that'll bring them in. Yeah, it is definitely fucking dry out there. I can feel it in my fucking eyeballs just from hour and a half of running or so. That was fun, Rick. Don't worry, I have a whole lot more of that shit to do, so I can mark out spots and do a lot more fucking excavator running on live streams, at least until it freezes up. And then I could probably do some firewood on the live streams. I have a whole bunch of fucking trees I need to cut too. Not here, but can unload and process them. PT says, hey dude, my second live with you. Okay. Don't know if that's something you need to feather your cap about, but all right. Puts out 10 million candle power, throws a beam a half mile. Holy shit. I feel accomplished, I do. Or semi-fucking retarded. It's 55-watt halogen car light headlight in it. Interesting. You know, that's odd that they'll... It's got to be the collector in the back to throw that much light out. Leave it on, it'll burn a hole in your pocket. It's probably too big to fit in your pocket. You should probably go hang out with your friend Alan. I should have said reflector, not collector, but it's fine. Oh, shit. A shiny thingy, that's right. I bet if you put an LED equivalent or bigger in that son of a bitch, it would make some serious. Well, maybe not. Sometimes LED lights are fucking weird on shit. Sometimes. I had one of those leave burnt holes in my boat carpet. Holes? Like more than one? You didn't learn after the first one? Asking. $50K lumen light bar on the tractor is impressive. The one on my Kubota I need to fucking replace. It's taking too many tree limbs and has too many pods out on it. So one of these days I'm gonna have to do something about that. Yeah. The DeWalt spotlight works pretty well too. I still haven't found mine. Only fucking DeWalt tool I've ever lost. Still don't know where the fuck that went. Cold there tonight? It is not as cold as it was last night. 39. Chat GBT has nice things to say about you. I wouldn't know. I don't use Chat GPT. It's probably fucking retarded. 82 here. That's way too fucking warm. Day or night, that's way too warm. Especially at night. Yeah. Rick BORK's live streams on YouTube offer a candid, unfiltered look into his thoughts and experience. These sessions are characterized by their raw, unscripted nature, allowing viewers to engage. Wow. All right. $37 here. Winter's upon us. Yeah, that's AI for you. I wish winter were here. I'm not ready for winter yet. I'll pass on that. Whether he's discussing personal anecdotes, sharing insight, or simply conversing with his audience, Rick's authenticity shines through. His live content provides a refreshing departure from Jesus. Who the fuck is screwing with Chat GBT? Watching from the Philippines. Which 5 of you are watching? None of you now. All 5 are young kids. Chat has some pretty cool functions, especially anything related to math related. Nope. Math was supposed to be taught the correct way, not just fucking ask it things about math. We're genuinely getting dumber as a society. Can't even count on fingers. That's fact. No idea who Danielle is. It's fine. You said kids used to answer their schoolwork, so they don't learn anything. They do. Yes. I put corrugated steel on the ceiling. I am tired. Why am I tired? Stop fucking yawning, Rick. It works really nice for reflecting light. Versus a dark ceiling that just absorbs it. I like plenty of lighting. I'm not a low light kind of fucking guy. Engineered wood for the whole house. Is that normal? Very costly. It's not typically normal, but people do weird shit. So it is strong. Engineered lumber for the whole thing is going to be strong. Depending on where you're at, there's some advantages to it, but otherwise. Ooh. By the ocean, so like hurricanes and shit. Or wrong part of the ocean. I don't fucking know. What are we learning today? Nothing. That I am seriously lacking oxygen to my brain because I keep yawning. See if going to 2x8 rafters are worth the extra cost. Snuff Ham's beer will make you drunk. It turns out 3 beers. One more. I'll take a shower, go to bed. I got shit to do tomorrow. Lots of it. Wow. I'm gonna try that Hams one day if I can find it here. You can probably order the shit online. They were just bought for $600 million. I'm gonna license it out to all different products. It is what it is. Not my deal. Companies buy, sell, and trade all the time. It's just your home garage. It is at my home, yes. Mustang's in. So all the boxes on the top shelf behind you, all the same. Fireworks. The cat guy's lawyers call you? No. No shocker there. No calls, no emails. Really surprised. Thought for sure I was getting, they were going to follow through with that one. How much a A3X sweatshirt? As I tried to ask him last night, but he'd already left. I'll ask him. I know they make them in a batch, or they make them run on the sweatshirts. So mechanic, engineer. One of those is an insult. The other one is questionable at best. I'll fuck around and find out. PT, get the hell out of here. Appreciate you. Feel like we're intruding on a man's private garage. Time away from the family. My wife is probably getting ready for bed, and the rest of our children are grown. She doesn't want me in there bothering her anyway, because that's what I'll do. Who's trying to fuck around and find out? Plenty of people. Still 107 in here, which is impressive. Only 89 thumbs up, though. If we get to 100, I'll have a bourbon. Just one, though, not like 6 like I had last night. Fuck. $3X sweatshirt. I will ask him. I do have your knee pad and your hammer here at some point, so. I'm drinking Chivas or Chivas. I don't know what the hell that is. Good lighting. Something everyone seems to neglect in their home shop. I definitely have to have good lighting. Scotch, oof. Use all kinds of heavy equipment, only for small companies, so we fix most of our own stuff unless it's big business, then we send it off to the big boys. Get her done. We got Midwestern envy. You like bourbon, but not scotch. Oh, scotch is fucking awful. What was going on with the airman earlier? I was piling up scrap from the shed shit show up there, so pulling everything up into a pile so we can get rid of the rest of the non-metallic material that's in it, if you know what I mean, and then ship the rest. Turns out the price has ticked up just enough that I got somebody that wants to clean the shit up, so. Whole milk or skim milk? Skim milk shouldn't even fucking exist. Whole milk all the way. You work at Caterpillar. Who said I work at Caterpillar? You work on many Chevy Silverados. Sure do. Scotch tastes like the way pine sol smells. That's true. I will enjoy my night. Thank you. Drink oat milk? No, because oats don't have tits. Matco or Snap-on? Neither. Sure. How's that one? Got laid off, huh? That cat. Yeah. Sure did. As if the jacket wasn't enough, then. I got a hard on for Cummins ISX. What would be your pick for motor to see at 1.5 million without a rebuild? I don't give a shit. I'm not into heavy truck engines. So, is Canadian Tire better than Walmart with a $5 holler? I don't give a shit. I'm not familiar with Canadian Tire and fuck Walmart. Now you work for Mac Tools, apparently. way too much towels. Well, you just wait until tomorrow. Trolls and towels. And we'll say the viewer count's going back up again. We're still over 100, which is unusual. 91 thumbs up. Let's go. My garage is a mess with tools and all. Don't even know where to start. You gotta start somewhere. There's more money in all the bolt bends. I know it. $1,000? Maybe. $10,000. Whatever. Current analysis are all blue rolls of shop tools up there. Nope, fireworks. If we hit 100, I don't have any scotch. And no, I'm not having scotch. Fuck that noise. One light closer to that bourbon. Appreciate you. Is most Canada covered in snow during the winter? I don't know. Google it. Jeff, that's a great question. I've never seen anything trigger fucking people like that shit. Leave the fucking exhaust alone, because the only thing you're going to do with the exhaust is put stupid shit in front of the exhaust, tuners, and every other goddamn thing that cause problems. Leave it alone. I would not go all the way around, no. I would, because you're going to need dedicated spaces for lathes and presses and things like that, unless you've got enough open floor space to have those out away from the wall. I mean, depends on how big your shop is, really. If I was going to do it all over again, I would have more stuff in storage, in a storage area. It would only just because it would increase your room to the wall if you needed it, but also having it right there at hand is efficient too. So I don't need you to send me scotch. I have plenty of bourbon to drink if we get to 100 thumbs up. But thank you. Monster Beast Hard Teas. The fuck is that? For the love of God, just take the scotch. I don't want the scotch. Pallet racking over the lathes along the wall. I have too much shit on the floor. Well, that's a great use for that. If you can get the spacing to work out and all that shit, that's a great place to put things. Plus, you got a forklift, so. And if you can come by some pallet racking cheap, son of a bitch, sometimes that shit goes for stupid money. I don't know what the fuck it is. Quit drinking 2 years ago. It's been a game changer. Happy for you. I have gout. My drinking days are over. You can get a fucking medication for that. You know that, right? To each their own. If you quit drinking and it works for you, I don't care. I'm happy for you. So if I put up a shelf at 6'6" and another at 9 foot, that opens 2 40-foot by 42-inch deep shelves. Yeah, that's a lot of real estate when you think about it. A lot of real estate. You like red dry wine? I don't like any fucking wine anytime. That shit's disgusting. If you got desperate enough to try White Claw to see if it would trigger it or not, go to the fucking doctor. You can get medication to treat the gout. Never trust a man with that many ship towels. There's a wine for everyone. No, there's not. Why the fuck would you drink wine when you can drink beer? Women can have the wine. If you're a fucking man, just drink a fucking beer. Or don't. Quit booze December 10th, 2019, 3 days before COVID announced. Great timing. Beer can have the men. That's fair. My wife likes her beer too, but... Jeff Weinstock's out. Appreciate you. I went circles on figuring out. I'm telling you, meds are not. You're fucked. I'm not. You are. Holy shit, we had 100. Yee-hoo. Bourbon it is. What are we drinking tonight? May as well keep chipping away at this one because it's getting down there. Motor and I appreciate you. Gonna have one with you, Elijah Craig. See? That's way better than fucking scotch. Way better. Elijah Craig Private Barrel. The regular Elijah Craig is good, but I like private barrels because it changes up the profile. Especially when you got a few of them, you can switch them around. You're not getting laid tonight. Just throwing that out there for you. Left-handed is. Got an email today that said YouTube's changing a whole bunch of shit on the live stream function, so I don't know what that means yet, but I'm sure they're going to tell me. Or I'll be able to fuck around and find out. Something about being able to play fucking games and all kinds of shit. I have no idea. Shouldn't be dumb at all. I don't know when they're supposed to take effect either, but... Censorship, probably. I've never got into the whole fucking giving a fuck shit about being censored and all the other fucking things. It doesn't matter to me. I'll say what I want. I've walked the line plenty of times of thought for sure I was going to get banned, but still here. Gotten strikes a couple of times. You ever kick people out for being unruly? I kick plenty of people out of here. Fuck them, I don't care. I'm reporting your ass. I don't shit. Not anymore, you're not. Talk about anything except some things. No politics, religion, or stupid shit. That's all. We don't want to do that shit in our everybody's fucking daily life the rest of the time. Leave it the fuck alone and have a good time. What's the dream truck? Don't have one. One that's worked and it's paid for. The amount of shop towels in the back. There's a few. What are shop towels? They're basically a heavy-duty paper towel. Vincent's back. No, I'm really hitting the sack. Thanks for the laugh. By hitting the sack, he means he's going to masturbate. Never mind. What do you do for a living? Fuck around and find out. And only men use them. Felt the need to say that? That's not true at all. My wife uses fuckers all the time. What is wrong with you? Let's talk about the amount of shop towels. Have at her. School bus driver. That's funny. Hey! Why so many? Just curious. That's exactly why there's so many. Those better be Snap-on wrenches, my guy. Fuck Snap-on. Mac Tools. Mac Tools. Mac Tools. You ever find that 10 millimeter socket? I got all my 10 millimeter sockets. Pretty fucking sure. What is everyone obsessed with your shop towel collection? I have no fucking idea. The only reason it's that way is because even when it was like that many fucking shop towels, people were fucking worried about it. So now it's that many shop towels. At least until tomorrow. Kyle, that's funny. At least you're not hoarding toilet paper. That's my wife. Your favorite tool brand? Mac Tools. Pretty obvious. It's fucking funny because I buy one of those boxes like every month. I just buy the bastards when they're on sale, so that way I don't have to buy them when they're not. Passing through on a way to friends. You don't even know where the fuck I live. Where are you going? $0.023 off 33. $33. The hell is 0023? I don't know what the hell that is. The Atlas lift and whatever hat you were wearing triggered all these trolls. Now I'm depressed because that's been a long time. It's been a long time. Where are you headed on 23? The hell do I do on Saturday? Got a lot of shit to do on Saturday, but Zach Holyfield. You heading north or south? Ooh. A little burn to it. Tastes like meatloaf. The old beer can antenna days were pretty funny. That's been a while, too, when you think about that. I've been doing this for coming up on 4 years in a hurry. And I bought Starlink not that long after I quit. Past Holyoke. So you're going north? Favorite car truck brand? The one you can afford to fix. Chevy's my favorite. Have at her. Holy hell, 107 thumbs up. Iron Man's in. How's Nathan today? That's because we had like 250 people in here earlier when I was out smashing shit with the excavator. So apparently need to do a lot more of those live streams. Shogun Flame says, how have you been? Good enough. Good enough. Anything newer in 2020 is fucking garbage, regardless of manufacturer. Changed my mind. I completely agree with you. There isn't a damn thing you could show me that's built post-COVID that I would buy right now. Nothing. I'm great, having a real good week doing a grader cert class. Nice. I wish there were some certified grader operators around here. Based on current signage, I'm going to have to make them get a permit. Ha. What about Rams pickup new models? Nope. I wouldn't. There can be 175,000 USD salary per year. Be worth it. I'm telling you. Hire the 3 or 4 part-timers that are around here and fucking barely part-time. And hire 1 full-time guy. 25K less than my last offer. Sticking with my old vehicle. Recommend a Tundra. I'd have I'd really have a hard time buying something that's manufactured post-COVID. What about square body? Well, that depends on condition for sure. hybrid vehicle. Now the transit's going out on. Yeah. Why the hell would you buy a hybrid? Fuck, you live in Texas, for fuck's sake. Oh, that's right. You're from Austin. Never mind. That's why you bought a hybrid. Needs more shop towels. I'll get there. There'll be 2 more cases here tomorrow. So, have good memories of square bodies. Well, that's fine. Have good memories. Made him walk off and burp in anger. Do bears fear you, bro? Naturally, bears are more scared of humans than humans are scared of bears. Naturally. That doesn't mean that you're going to fucking win in a fight, though. I'm just saying. Any update on the poltergeist? No. Nothing of significance, but I spend entirely too many times getting up in the middle of the night looking for shit. Not out of paranoia, out of curiosity. I get up and go take a piss and stand out on the deck for 10 minutes scanning. Came back, not sure why, but now I'm leaving again for like the 4th time. You won. That's impossible. Won against your mother-in-law. I call bullshit. My mill, too lazy to spell mother-in-law, and you know he's put an F on the end of that. But she has a lot of money, because that's the ticket to a successful relationship with said daughter, is the fact that the mother has a lot of money. So how about 40 white-tailed deer tonight on the move? They're around. Let's talk about removing the trim properly on a classic car to prepare for painting. Get a hammer. Fuck it. There's trim kits out there. That is not my forte. I don't do the bodywork bullshit. So we can talk about it, but I don't have good answers for you. Might not be laziness, could be trauma. I don't give a shit. There are trim removal tools. There sure is. This one works good for trim too. Shogun, get the hell out of here. Go to work. Slide hammer works good. There is the older, on the classic cars, there's so many different fucking clips and all that bullshit. I am not well versed in any of that shit, so. And if you're trying to save the original trim and all that shit, I get it. Most of the time you can go find a forum and they have fucking tools that they've made for all that kind of shit. Nope. For removing trim for paint, buy new trim. In some cases, yes. In other cases, I would say no, because the OE trim was probably better than any fucking repop shit you're ever going to buy now. I had a guy call me the other day. He's restoring a 55 Chevy Bel Air. He had somebody do a bunch of engine work or build the engine, or that was a little bit, but they said that they couldn't adjust the valves. And he would have to have hire somebody to adjust the valves. And I was like, how in the fuck? Because they put a camshaft and some other shit in it. You can't adjust the fucking valves. You put that shit off. Read backwards. I can barely read forwards, dickhead. Read backwards. This isn't this fucking Sunday Morning Post. I don't give a shit. They couldn't find adjusting the valves on Google. No, I'm pretty sure something's wrong with what they did. No chance you can install a camshaft and can't adjust valves. I'm just saying. No chance. Cold beer here. Cheers, beers, buddy. Train. I had 3 successive phone calls today. Hey, the transmission's out of my Yukon. Not the Yukon that I was working on, a different Yukon. Hey, I put gasoline in my diesel. What should I do? Leave the key off and call a tow truck? And the third one was, hey, I was servicing my truck last weekend and changing fluids, and I don't think I put fluid back in the rear end, and now it's really loud. Do you think if I put fluid in it, it'll go away? Nope. Sure won't. Try to find a bike shop that can balance carbs. You're talking about motorcycle. They can't plug it in and change a sensor. They don't want to. They don't want to know. And gas and diesel. At least he realized that he was putting gas in it. Some stations around here, green handle, green handle, green handle, and I get it, but it still says 87 on the button that you pushed. Saying. So, I have a small question for you, sir. That's not going to be dumb at all. Read the fucking pump. It happens. I mean, we all fuck up. We all make mistakes. It is what it is. It ain't. You already fucking told me that you had a question and insisted it wasn't fucking stupid. I know it's going to be stupid. Diesel have an octane rating. No, it's usually on-road or off-road. Or number 1 or number 2. It's not, there's no posted cetane rating on the shit around here, I can tell you that. Costly one, though. Not as costly as it could have been. What happens if you try to crank it? Told you it was going to be a stupid fucking question. No, but you can get deleted. Fuck you. I put the expensive shit in, it makes me feel better. The expensive shit doesn't do anything but waste your money. If you're referring to gas. If you crank it on a newer diesel with gas in it, best case scenario, once it gets gas into it, it just dies and won't run. Best case scenario. Worst case scenario, it fucking shit cans the high pressure fuel pump and contaminates the entire fuel system. So, with labor and a little bit of fucking around, you might be $600-700 into getting the tank dropped or the tank pumped out. Put some fresh diesel in it. Maybe throw some filters on it while you're at it. Start the bitch up. Or shit cans of high pop. That's fucking $10,000. Between labor and cleaning fuel lines and putting injectors in the bastard and every other fucking thing. I knew Trump Daddy was anytime someone says, if you announce your question without just asking the fucking thing, it's gonna be fucking stupid. You ask to ask a question, it's going to be fucking retarded. 100% of the time. Just ask the fucking question if you have one. The dust really fucked with my sinuses, that's for sure. Drainage. Oh, well. I just ask stupid questions. You're all right. Never been afraid to ask questions here. You guys are great with answers. Opinions, we can talk about things as long as it's not, sometimes we talk about things we probably shouldn't, but it's not a Bud Light. Hello and good morning in my city time. You the fucking mayor? Do you own the motherfucker? Just asking. Drinking some Miller Lite right now. It's Hams. The beer refreshing. Decent beer, not the trash you're fucking drinking. That lift looks unoccupied. I'm on my way. Good luck with that. Seen that a couple of times? Yes. Putting the DEF filler next to the fucking diesel filler was not a good idea. You can get away with putting diesel fuel in the DEF. Because you can pump that shit out pretty easy. Cycle it through the system. You put DEF in the fucking fuel system, it's fucked. Because it is massively corrosive to everything in there. And if you didn't fucking turn the key on and you never started it, drop the fuel tank. I don't give a fuck if the fuel tank's $300. Put a fuel tank in it. They're going to charge you $300 in labor to fuck around and dry the tank out. Put a fuel tank in the bastard. And a pump. Budweiser for me tonight. The store I went to was out of Coors Banquet. Well, fuck. Fucking geese are flying over at 11 o'clock at night. Where's Tate? Come get your fucking geese. None of these stupid questions, but they ask it 4 times. No shit. Modelo is the best, though. Do you hate yourself? You're mad at life? Nope. Not mad at life at all. I enjoy life quite a bit. Enjoy it enough not to drink fucking Modelo. My wife drinks that shit once in a while. Ugh. You must need it. Modelo Espresso. Say it correctly. Or spell it correctly. Modelo Negro. That's usually what my wife drinks. We go out for Mexican food. That's what she drinks. Woof. That shit's awful. Smart question. Am I stupid? Generally, yes. Belgian white is one of the best brews ever invented. We're not lowering anything except our IQ at this point. Never mind. JT's in. And I'm out of beer and fixing to get the fuck out of here. So we'll see if we make her back tomorrow night. I got a lot of inventory to come in on order tomorrow. So perhaps we'll fire a live stream and put some inventory away. You guys stay classy. I got shit to do tomorrow. We'll see you then.